Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at this right here. Quail tracks. There's more quail right there. Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, there's a coyote. There's a wild coyote back there. You guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm currently heading up the mountain and I'm looking for quail. We're gonna do a quail hunt and cook challenge. In last week's episode, I was up here cooking up a trout and I heard a whole bunch of quail right there on the mountainside. But we're not just gonna hunt for quail in this episode. We're gonna actually cook them right there up on the mountain together. Now, if you guys have never heard of a quail before, basically what they are these small birds. They're actually kind of cute, but they're also very, very delicious. They're just like chicken, except with more flavor. So in order to hunt legally, what we need to do is put on an orange vest. That's just one of the laws up here in the Northwest. Now, if you're new to hunting, basically what you just use to hunt quail is a shotgun, which we've got the old trusty side-by-side, the Stoger. You can see it holds 2 shotgun shells right there, which I've got inside this little jacket. They look like that. Hey, there's some stuff on there. Look at that, matching shotgun shell color. But basically all that you do is load them in just like that. Close your shotgun, then the safety's right here. Right now it's on safe, and then whenever we see a bird, boom, safety off, and then you can shoot. It's got 2 triggers. The right trigger is for the right barrel, and the left trigger is for the left barrel. It's crazy. Last night it snowed a bunch, but you can see the sun's out and all the snow is already melted, which is a shame. I was hoping that we'd still have a layer of snow because then you can see the footprints of the little quail. They're like little tiny, like chicken prints. All right, I think we're ready to go. Look at this right here between the rocks where that little boulder's rolling down. That's a deer trail right there, a heavily, heavily trafficked deer trail. I can see a bunch of tracks in there. Now, hunting is something that I more recently got into. I think ever since being a kid, I've always kind of had that instinct in me. And really, that's what fishing is as well. It's just a different form of hunting. When we're fishing, we're targeting fish, an animal that we're targeting underwater with hunting methods that include using fishing rods or traps or spear fishing. But really what we're doing is we're hunting fish. In this case, we're hunting birds, which you use shotguns. So really all that is mankind adapting our technologies and our skills to target whatever species it is that we're going after. It's just a deep primal thing, I think, that we caught our own food, and it's like a thing providing for yourself and for your family that I've always found extremely exciting ever since being a kid. All right, well, what we're gonna wanna do is come around this corner right there and hunt those bushes. Oftentimes these bushes, that's what the quail love hanging out in, is right there at the base of those. And we're just going through the thick stuff right here. Ooh, look at this, a wild apple tree. Crazy. Oh yeah, look at that, it's got buds on there. So this baby, we could mark this location, and then next summer and fall, we'll be able to come out here and harvest wild apples from these trees. Now there's another bird out here, it's called a chucker, and they love living right up there in those rocks. So we're gonna keep an eye out for them as well. Ooh, look at that, a bunch of fresh deer poop right there. Now, mountain hunting like this, it's not easy. It's a big challenge just because of the steep terrain, and but it makes it that much more satisfying. Oh, if we should go up there and see if we see any up here. Look at this. Look at this pine tree just growing out of just the rocks. I mean, those roots are just down deep in the rocks. It's amazing it can grow at all. And you see it's got burn scars right there, just like all the other trees from wildfires that come right through the area here. It's just a matter of time till we get a wildfire at the farm. Man, look at that boulder right there. Whew. We're gonna be breathing on this one, you guys. Just keeping an eye open, trying to see if I see any movement. The snow makes it kind of easier to see quail or chucker. Look at this right here. There's little mushrooms right down here in the snow. Look at that little guy. There might be some quail tracks right down here, but they look like they're old. Oh, look at that. An old shotgun shell. Sun bleached on one side, red on the other. We'll just clean that up. That doesn't belong out here. Ooh, lot of animal tracks right out here. Looks like mostly deer. It's still covered a little bit by that fresh snow from last night, but I'm not seeing any fresh quail tracks. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at this right here. Look at that. That's some fresh quail tracks. Those quail tracks are leading right up here, right up the mountain. They might be really close. We got one. Oh, we got one. Oh man, he's right here. He's right here. Oh, so many quail tracks. Look at all this. Look at all those quail tracks right there. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Look at this beautiful little quail right there. You can see they're not very big. It's a pretty small bird, but they've got tons and tons of meat right in there. Now, the species of quail that you and I are hunting right now is called a California quail. It's funny, I'm not in California, but that's just the species name. And they have this little thing on top of their head. This one right here is a female. The male has an even bigger little head feather. It's just like a feather that looks all funny. Oh, yes. Oh man, that's awesome. We're not going hungry. So we're just gonna throw this little guy right there into the vest. And then, as always with our shotgun shells, we're just gonna take that, and I just like to throw that into the other vest pocket, and we'll put a fresh one in right there. Now, the quail populations out here are extremely healthy. The reason for that is that out here at the farm, I'm just super remote. The only things I'm surrounded by are the mountain and all the wilderness up there, and then a bunch of apple orchards. And a lot of the animals actually come down to munch on the apples, so it feeds a lot of the deer. But even though there's a lot of quail in the area, it doesn't always mean that they're gonna be right here, so it can be a challenge to find them. Oh, I just stepped in a massive cow poop from those mountain cows that were here a few weeks ago. Oh man, thank you, buddy. Oh man, another cow patty. That one almost got me too. Take that, cow patty. Now I'm trying to find the tracks to try and pick up on where they landed, and we can start tracking them again. Not seeing any of them right here, but as you can see, there's actually a small mountain creek right here. Look at that water. It's just some snow runoff. Now these rocks, you can see because of that water, there's algae growing everywhere. Look at that, some beautiful moss growing right here, but because of all of that, it's extremely slippery. So we gotta watch out that we don't slip and fall. Oh man, look at this, a little mountain creek. Man, I bet you anything that there's more quail right there at the base of those trees. That's where I would go if I was one of them. Oh, way up there, way up there. There's more quail right there, right by the tree. There could be just a few more hanging out. And we're gonna try and sneak up and see if we can get another one. It's probably that same group of quail from earlier. Right in here. Got him. Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, I almost took another shot. Almost took another shot. Let's reload just in case there's more. We got him, baby. He took off right there and crashed right into that rock. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a beautiful male. It's a beautiful male. Oh man, there's feathers everywhere here. Quail feathers all over. So we got him good. He was out right away. Look at this beauty right here. That's a beautiful, beautiful male quail. He's actually a little bit bigger, slightly larger breast on him. You can see the males have that huge feather right on top of their head, and the colors on them are absolutely beautiful. They're gorgeous birds. So thank you, little guy, for providing us with a wonderful meal here today. I'm still shaking a little bit, guys. Still shaking. That's just so exciting. All right, just making sure I reloaded. So we're gonna try and keep going up the hill and see if we can get a few more of them. The limit out here is 10 quail per day. Not worried about getting a limit today though at all. All right. Wonder how far they went. This right up here looks really good. We've got all these rocks and a bunch of that tall grass right there. That's the kind of stuff that they love to hang out in, is this right here. So we're gonna get ready. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one right here. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Nothing. Nothing. Guys, there's a herd of deer right over there on the mountain. They haven't really seen me yet. Oh, there's one right here. There's one right here. I was gonna go hunt into that direction there, but since the deer are up there, I kind of want to leave them alone, and I don't want to be hunting in the direction that they're standing, just so that we don't accidentally hit them with any shot. So we're gonna hunt this direction right there, and it looks really good here too. There could definitely be some quail out here in the snow and the bushes. Let's try and hunt all the way up to that pine tree right there, hoping for a couple more quail. Looks like we lost that one flock of them. Oh, look at that. Look, there's a couple deer right there. Oh, there's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, there's probably 10 deer just hanging out right there. Oh, silly little deer. They're just everywhere here lately. I think it's just colder up higher on the mountain, so that cold pushes them down here where the temperatures are just a little milder. Whew, there's the pine tree. There she is. Man, there's still so many deer here everywhere. How crazy is that? Oh, there's a coyote. There's a wild coyote back there. There's a couple of them. Those deer are right next to the coyotes right now. Oh, run, deer, run. Oh, there's like 100 of them. Oh my goodness. Look at all those deer down there. Look, oh geez, they're everywhere. Oh, there's a coyote running. Right there, there's a coyote. Pretty far away. Oh, and a deer going after the coyote. What are you doing, deer? Oh, this is crazy. Oh man, they're right next to each other. The coyote's right in front of the deer. Is that deer? Oh, what's the coyote doing? What are they doing? It's just a beautiful evening out here. I just can't believe that we saw those wild coyotes just right next to the deer. I'm really curious what they were doing there, running around together. I've never really seen that before. All right, didn't see any more quail, so I just came up here to this massive pine tree, and I think This here's a great place for us to cook up our quail. It's getting really cold too, and we're done hunting, so I'm just gonna switch over to a thicker hoodie here just to warm up a little bit. It's funny, once that sun set right there, the temperatures just dropped like crazy. Whew. All right, that's a lot better. First things first, we gotta gather just a little bit of snow because we're gonna make a warm broth. That sounds really, really good. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh man, that fire feels good. Now cleaning the quail, basically just break the skin and push the feathers aside. That way you can see the breast meat. And then right under all this meat right there, you take your thumb and go right into the chest cavity. And there you go. You got your breast meat with the two little wings. You can see no blood really at all. It's not messy. It's very, very clean. Doesn't smell. We're just gonna fillet the meat off so that we get just the boneless chicken breasts. Chicken breasts. Quail breasts. Quail breasts is what we see it. I mean, it looks just like chicken, you guys. Now there's a few other things on the quail that we can eat. One of them is the legs right here. You can see there's actually quite a bit of meat. So we're just gonna take off the legs as well. Look at that tasty little morsel right there. Now this right here, that's a quail heart. We're gonna eat that as well. And this weird looking thing right here, that's called a gizzard. All birds have this right here. Basically, it's a big muscle that they use to crush down food in their digestive system. Now there's always a little bit of food in there, so you just gotta cut it open. Then I just peel the muscle away from this little sac on the inside that contains like the lining and the food. This stuff right here, no good to eat. We'll just throw that out. But all of this is delicious meat right here. You can see all that snow that we're melting right there. There's not a whole lot of water in there. So I'm gonna have to just grab a little bit more. Oh man, that is so cold. So cold, but at least we can turn this up a little bit now that we got some water in the bottom. Now we're just gonna fillet this meat off just like a trout fillet or something. Look at that. This is mostly meat. Look at that beautiful, beautiful quail fillet. I mean, fillet, I mean like a quail breast. Man, look at all of this meat that we got off of that quail right there. The two breasts, the legs, the gizzard, the heart. So you can see a lot actually comes off of those little birds right there. They're small, but like I said, they're just super, super dense birds. That's probably why they can't fly very well. They more like they run on the ground and then they take off and just kind of glide and land. But they're kind of heavy, so they're not the best flyers. Now we're just gonna cook this up as a meal out here, and then I'm gonna take the other quail back to the farm and save that for tomorrow. And then all of these leftovers right here from the quail, we're just gonna go up here and set it on the rocks as a little peace offering to the wild coyotes out here. That way, hopefully they leave us alone. Here you go, you guys. Enjoy your snack. I bet you anything that they smell the quail. They're watching us from somewhere up there on the rock ledges. Oh, it's crazy that there were two coyotes right there and that they were that close and that close to the deer. I thought that was super, super interesting. Have you guys ever seen coyotes or wolves just like hanging out that close to deer and the deer not being bothered? I would have thought that maybe the coyotes were trying to hunt the deer or kind of following them around, seeing if there's a weak one they could pick off. But what was weird is that the deer didn't seem scared of the coyotes. Man, look at that sunset over there. It's just beautiful. You know, I emptied the shotgun before we started cooking here, but I think what we're actually just gonna do is grab a few of these little guys and keep it nice and close in our pocket, just in case the coyotes tell their buddies that we're down here cooking. Not really that worried about coyotes. It's just if they showed up in like a large pack or something, just because of the smells from the cooking and the carcass over there, things could get a little bit dicey if they're cold and desperate and hungry or something. Plus, a little kid was actually just attacked over in the Seattle area, like last week or something, but mountain lions That's what we're gonna keep an eye out for. It's getting dark too, it's getting dark. So while I cook up this quail here, you guys keep your eyes on my 6 and make sure that there's not a mountain lion sneaking up to cook me. All right, our water is boiling, so we're just gonna pour in a little bit of some bone broth. I feel like that's gonna be really nice with it being all cold out here. Oh yeah, some nice hearty broth. Let that sit for a second. We're just gonna throw a little bit of butter into that pan. So we're just gonna cook that quail just like a trout and just see what it tastes like. I wanna taste just the meat itself. So we'll just throw these guys into the pan. Little legs can go in right here. Look at those big chunks of quail meat right there. Throw that gizzard into the butter. Look at that heart. It's the same size as like a little trout heart. Now, and as always, I want to taste what this quail tastes like with no other seasonings except for some Danish sea salt. And all that's going to do is just lift up those natural flavors, add lots of healthy minerals. Oh man, not gonna be shy. We were sweating quite a bit coming up the mountain here. Oh man, that's still really, really hot. I smell so good, I just can't resist. Man, that's hearty, really hearty and delicious. It just kind of warms you up from the inside. Look at that. Let's take a look at this meat right here. Look at that, it looks just like chicken. Comes apart just like chicken too. Let's try a little piece. Crispy. Crispy on the outside. Oh yeah, this is done. You can see it comes apart just like chicken. Tastes just like it's super, super, super tender. We still have that heart and the gizzard in there. We gotta try those. We'll try those last. Let's try that gizzard and that heart last. I'm super curious what they taste like. There's just a little quail drumstick right there. Super buttery. Oh, it's amazing. Even the little legs that they're running around on all day long, super tender. It's just a beautiful, like a delicious, tender white meat. You guys, we've done it once again. This time something different. This time something different. Usually, you know, we're catching fish. I'm actually going out this weekend duck hunting with my buddy Brian, very close to the desert compound. So we're probably gonna, I might film a duck hunting video as well, but for sure we're gonna go to the desert compound and fish for those monster trout, man. I can't wait. We haven't been there in so long. It's been like easily a couple of years. All right, fun size little chicken nuggets. Okay, the big question of the day is, what does the gizzard and the heart taste like? There's a heart. Crispy. Oh, wow. Honestly, it tastes better, better than the meat. That's crazy. Very flavorful. All right, here's the gizzard. The gizzard can sometimes be a little bit like tough or a little bit chewy or something. Not that one. Wow. I'm just gonna dip it in the butter here a little bit. Very tender, tender gizzard. Oh. Dude. Wow. Man, what a day. Yeah, it's kind of a cool place here. Right under this pine tree. Sure got dark out though. Guys, I'm all packed up and I gotta get out of here. It is so cold right now and it's pitch black up on the mountain. Threw on the headlamp. I gotta focus on getting down safely. So that's all I got for you guys in this episode. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about a little bit of hunting content. And man, check out the full moon right up there. It's kind of covered by some fog too. Super beautiful. Anyways, love you guys. We'll see you next week for the next fishing adventure. Till then, you all know it. Fish on, baby.